Hey folks, acrylic today, goes from watercolours to oil to acrylic. This is a smaller stay wet palette. I've had this one some years. This is just a replacement, but the lid's a bit crooked on it. Well, I've had this some years anyway, but it's sort of bouncy. But it all goes on. It's about, the tray is probably about 3/4 of an inch deep. It's quite a convenient little one for taking out because you've got a brush tray there. I've got a piece of toweling under here. Look, I'll just do that. You see that? Soaked with water so that we'll eventually soak through the membrane and keep the paints moist when we're not using the palette or the acrylic. So I'll keep them moist for some time. And I've fixed it all with wonderful stuff called blue tack. Just pull bits off and you can easily roll it off the back. I've got the painting here, or my board, my 2mm MDF stuck there, primed with roughed up a bit with a bit of heavy duty belt sanding paper, the yellow stuff, primed with a bit of PVA glue and burnt umber just to give it a nice dark. I've been looking at paintings on British Impressionists, and I'm not a member of that, as are some of you. And one of my colleagues on it, one of my Facebook friends, Paul Rowland, he's just done a little cracker. It's not doing so well on British Impressionists at the moment. I don't know why. It's a beautifully simple little tumbling river scene. I really do admire it. It's done with a minimum of effort, apparently. Being simple or simplifying complicated scenes takes years, or unless you're born with that gift of distilling the essentials. Most of us are. Most of us have to learn it the hard way. So I'm not copying it or anything. It's the way I'd like to go. It's not like the Fauves, which were simple statements and very colourful, outrageous some of them, but they serve their purpose. And I love the Fauves. Just tighten that up a bit. So I'm going to. I want to take a flat brush, my old flat brush. It doesn't matter if I ruin it even more. It's a short flat. It's not the one I would have bought, but that's the only one they had, an inch flat. But I want to do a sort of woodland glade with a path going through, but I want to put some water in the path, but I want to try to do it simply. So my sky, well, let's imagine we're walking into a sunlit landscape. So we'll have a bit of white, a bit of yellow. Just mix it up on the palette, a bit of vet gel, and we'll just put that in, random, plenty of paint, bit of gel. I'm going to put the trees over this, but I want the background to be fairly solid. Look, vet gel, it starts off blue, but when you work it, the blue goes. So I have that coming down here. I might let some of the underpainting show through, or the prime, the ground colour, and we'll put in a bit of that. It's going into that. Right, I'll let that dry off a bit. I'll clean the brush. I must get some more flats, large flats, because the larger brush you use. I've got another one here. Oh, I've got loads of them. It's a Sterling Pro Art Data Roundly. I've had these years and years. That one's had it. I've let the paint dry into the ferrule, and look, it will only bend that much. This one's a bit better, and it's a long flat, so I don't really want to discard that. I'm sure it'll come in useful. I don't know what for, but I'll use that one as well. So let's put in a bit of foreground, so a bit of wet, so a bit of bit of foreground here. Bit too much vet gel, I think. Have a bit of dark. I'll use a bit of black as well. Going into the wood. Now you'll find that that when your paint gets a bit wet, as it is now, go somewhere else on the board. It will dry quickly, and by the time you come back to it, it'll be okay. So nice yellow mixed with the black, got a lovely green. So we're creating art, not copies of photographs. That's my point. And that's why I like Paul's work. It's deceptively simple. And I want dark. We're going to put the light, so we've got a muddy path, typical of my little Wandle. Yeah. Or Mordenhall Park, where you've got some lovely glades. This is a glady picture. A bit of red in it. Okay, get some more yellow in there, just catching a bit of that light. Show a little bit of that sky colour coming through. In trying to do this, I'm trying not to make or do detail. I'm trying to get away from detail. So let's have a little bit of that. Bit of black going across here. Black and blue. Oh, umber. Change the brush strokes into more slabby. Okay, we'll put in some darker greens on the outside and some summery greens catching the light. Maybe I should have some cadmium yellow. Got to make sure I don't put out oil paints because I've got all my oil paints nearby. Oh, and I forgot to drink my tea. Right, bear with me. Tea. I'll have a cup of tea. But the weather has been absolutely atrocious over the UK. It has a lovely weather as well, but some high winds coming in from the southwest. So they did well to for the Brits this washing to cancel the Newquay, that's North Cornwall, rock concert or whatever it was. And they cancelled it because of the fear of the high winds and the danger with people in the marquees. And we were there 5 years ago. We didn't know, we wouldn't have gone that weekend had we known it was going to be taken over. The whole area was going to be taken over with by music goers and the noise. And we were camping in our trailer tents, so I needed a bit more green. So let's have the. I have to go darker with the greens because it's too close in tone to the light background. So we'll go some stronger greens there, I think. So black and yellow. That will do the trick. That'll be better. Okay, brighten that up in a minute. Let's go the other side. Oh, it's raining now. Now some nice dark shadow in here. Bit of black just to get the you know, this sort of painting is right against what you've always ever done before, if you know what I mean. It's right out of the comfort zone. But I've tried to get it all nice and simple brush strokes. There's Andre Palet's another one who can do this. But this is just the basic laying at the moment. I'm going to go over so that's quite a nice colour, that. I've got lots of these membranes now. These things, they're not cheap, but I got them straight from Chroma Colour UK. It's an American company, but the stuff they sell, some of the paints are really good. Okay, we're coming on. I don't really, well, I'd like to keep that central. I want to put an arch of branches, twigs and blah 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 over the top to centralise that light. And it's nearly dry there, so I can go in with a bit stronger. So let's have a bit of white. Darker towards the bottom of that. Get off. I'll do a bit of foreground now. That Cagello Deep is a very good colour. That's a sort of an artist's colour. Right, let that dry off a bit, either side. Clean the brush, and then we'll try and go back to simplify some of that foreground. And we'll have a bit of light catching coming in. Oops, gel. You've got to be careful with that because it's diluting what's underneath and going a little bit lumpy. I reckon we could cheapen with a bit of viridian. What those are that? Oh, that's not brilliant. There's a bit of viridian. Put something down the bottom. It's just about thick enough, the paint, so it doesn't run down. I was thinking of raising the palette at the bottom, but there might be some technical problems with the blue tack. It's very useful. Right, okay, so clean the brush. Go back to the other flap. Need a bit of cloth.
We've got another.
So I've got loads of toweling cut into squares or oblongs. Oh. So I tried to show that there is some grassy bits, and then with a bit darker green in that shadow. As we're coming into the light, just put the light in. Everything's good. You can mix it very well with ochre, yellow ochre, which I've put out but I haven't really used yet. Well, I've used a bit of it. So what this is a muddy track with trees either side. I'll indicate the trees. But just get this dark, a bit of red in with that green. Yep, we're getting something now, I think. Alright, let's get a bit of that greeny colour. It's hardly showing there, but show it we must. Get a bit of light in there. Get a bit of light in here. Oh, we'll get some dark over the top now. Get a bit of black in there. Right, put a bit of the reflection through here. No, it's just some dark starts in there. Right, I'm trying not to overdo this, but the temptation is very great. I've used some way on that yellow. Got a bit of black in there. Right, now a bit of stuff catching. No, it doesn't work. Let's try. Don't like that white, that's a bit wrong there. Good, more light ochre. Okay, well that's sort of, well let's put a few over here, that's a bit darker colour. No attempt at detail, just lots of suggestions. I'll anchor these, but let's get some right, let's put a bit of light over the back there, just to show some of that sunlight coming through, and a little bit of that there. Clean, clean, clean. Right, this is a dark green. Well, I think I should go back with the, I'll try that. So take your headphones off and I can just go over that a little bit and put some more light back in. Okay. Okay, I'll put that in a frame. my trusty 10 inches by 8. Right, that fits. I've just got to put some a couple of pins in there just to hold it in the frame. Otherwise, don't let it fall out. But it's not like oil on it. This dries so quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there you are. Now then, let's have a look at that, see what we got. Aye. Well, I quite like that. I'll have to put a signature on it, won't I? There's my signature brush. A little bit of water. A bit of that yellowy light. Good. Oh dear. Flooded. Oh, that's it. Clean the brush. You must keep your brushes really scrupulously clean with acrylic. Because the paint dries quickly, if you leave the brush out of the water for any length of time without cleaning it, it will just get destroyed. Well, I think that's quite a passable picture. It's abstract impressionism, that's the best way I can describe it. So, into the light. Okay, thanks for watching. Right, okay, I've got another board ready to go. I'll think of something else to do. I hope you enjoyed that, folks. I'll do the next one for Patreon. Alright, okay, bye bye.